Right, it's just gone 7:15, so we will open proceedings. Good evening and welcome to all the members of the public. Good to see so many people. The reason we've moved up here is because, as you can see, we've got a lot more members, and with the current situation we've got at the actual parish office, we have public members there, we just can't have enough room. So all the full parish meetings will be held up here. I think we have so that's the reason we're here now. Moving on, any apologies for Thank you. Right, we have a set of proceedings now of doing a co-option onto the parish council. So we have, is it four?
Yes.
4 people that we wish to be co-opted on. Would you like to make yourselves known?
Oh, sorry.
4. Right. Okay. What we're going to do is we'll allow each one of you to have a speech, a talk for 3 minutes to give us reasons why you would like to run the parish council and what you possibly bring to it.
Can I just check what our process of co-option is, because I've only had written statements from 2 applicants. And I think
We've only received 2. I had asked the others, but they can
it's quite tricky to make a decision at the actual meeting with no written documentation at all from something about what skills they bring or why they want to be on the parish council. Given that we're already quite a full council, it would be useful to be looking for people who bring different skills, which I think is what I'll recommend as well, that it's skill sets that you can have.
Well, we will still allow them to have. Yeah, at the end of the day, is you can be vetting the way that the voting's done.
Can you just confirm the way that we're going to go from 4 candidates to 3 possible seats?
That's a bit of a nightmare. What we've got to do is we've got to vote for each seat individually. So what we have to do is we will have the presentation. At the end of that presentation, we will then have the names of the 4 people, and you will put whoever you wish on the piece of paper.
One person.
Pardon?
They can only vote for one.
You can only vote for one person, by the way. That will then be taken away and counted, and the person with the least amount of votes will be discarded. And then the whole process goes again for the next 3 till we get down to 2.
So we only need 1.
You have to do the seats individually. So
We
you're
have to do
doing
the
1
seats.
vote for the first seat.
This is unfortunately the way that we've been told we have to do this.
If that's the case, and I did look at this earlier, and other councils do it slightly different ways.
This is how it works, yeah.
No, I understand. I accept that you've taken advice. But there are other ways of doing it, which is to take a vote and then just eliminate the person with the fewest votes. That's what some parish councils do with co-option. And I think because we haven't got it in standing orders, we need to take a vote on the process tonight before we vote. That we accept the methodology that we're using.
Well, I just wanted to fill in one detail that Joe and I have been talking about, that when you get to the point of having a final vote, the seat isn't filled unless the person with the most votes has more than 50% of the voters.
So they're going to have to get 7 votes. When you get down to 2 people for 1 seat, they need to get 7 votes. So if at the first vote no one gets to that point, then no one, obviously.
And it also means we abandon the election at the point where the highest candidate gets fewer than 7 votes. So the options are to vote for a candidate, but also to leave your paper blank if there isn't a candidate you want to vote for.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think since Brian's answered about it, I think that the most important thing is that we know what the advice was and who gave
Well,
it
this is
to
the
us.
advice from Cal. There are other ways of doing it, and they've said that other councils do it, but this is the correct way of doing it.
So this is
So
what
I'd rather do it the correct way, even though it's long-winded.
Stephen?
At least I know we've done it properly.
Yeah, so just thinking back to the last time there was an article at the election, and as I understood it, you voted individually on each. You did the first procedure, and the first one where it's dropped out, and you then had to vote individually on each one separately. So that if that person then got more than 50%. So it wasn't actually a competitive election once you got down to the requisite number of seats. Do you see what I'm sorry?
Yes, so two things I would say. One is that I don't think we're under any obligation to fill vacancies on the council.
No.
In fact, when we've had this discussion previously, we've actually decided that if we had the maximum number of councillors that we're allowed, it's actually quite an unwieldy number. Not even just in terms of the building space, but in terms of discussions. So we don't necessarily want to fill out every vacancy that we have. The other thing I wanted to say is I think it would be useful to, if you agree, I think it would be useful to ask all the candidates just to mention what's the reason that they didn't apply when we had parish council elections in April, because, you know, if anyone who's saying they're aware of local government issues, that would seem to me to have been the most obvious time to apply. So it would be quite useful to know what it is.
Yes, I would agree with that, and I'm also concerned about the lack of any kind of written application from two of the four candidates, because I think one of the issues about a co-option in the same way as an election to a parish council is there is a governance issue, and there's something about people being open to public scrutiny, and if you have nothing in writing, and we have had nothing to read in advance, then that, in my view, is not
No, we've had letters from two candidates. The other two candidates, I don't think I even know their names.
No.
They haven't been mentioned in any of the documentation that we've been sent.
Right, should we go?
Okay. So the bottom line is this is the advice we've been given.
But as we don't have a procedure for
That's what
doing
we
this,
said on the proposed we
I
do it.
propose that we have a vote to adopt the measures you're recommending.
Okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
So having a vote or
All those in...
so I think Brian's proposing we have a vote rather than actually proposing to adopt. Is that?
No, you said...
No, I'm voting on the procedure that we're going to do.
This evening, in this circumstances, I'm proposing we adopt the recommendations from the panel so that we've got a procedure in place that we have endorsed.
Yeah.
Okay, vote.
Okay,
Hang on a sec. I was going to say, what does Capel advise about submission of applications?
Well, they haven't. They just have to fill the form in that you get from South Cars, and then it doesn't say they have to. Which is why now they come in, and then you want
There's no legal requirement.
There's no legal requirement.
So there's absolutely no more information used as well.
So councillors should take that into account when they cast their votes.
Can we not question?
Let's give them all 3 minutes to get up, do this bit, and then...
Or should we
I
just
think we just
take a
share.
vote on the procedure?
Right, hold on, let's
Sorry.
pull this back in. So what we would do, it's been proposed and seconded that we would take a vote on the procedure that's been recommended to us. All those in favour of that procedure, please raise your hands.
Yeah.
Right, so we will now move on to the presentation from the 4 candidates. Have we got a preference?
We have a time in the office.
Oh,
We have a time.
we have time, yes, thank you very much. So, right, so in that case, if Stephen Drew would like to come
Stand
forward.
here or come and stand in the middle?
Whatever you're most comfortable
I am
with.
comfortable
We
anywhere.
can hear you.
That's absolutely fine. Okay, good evening ladies and gentlemen. I did submit a written statement beforehand.
Thank you.
However, obviously what I will do is perhaps read through parts of it and then maybe possibly sort of expand upon some of it. I start off by pointing out that I've lived in Salisbury for the last 20 years. I did live in Woodham Road. I now live at the other end of the village in Brookfield Road. My wife's family is actually from Sawston, has been forever. When the 125th anniversary of the John Faulkner Primary School took place, well, it's probably about 15 or so years ago, there were photographs of members of her family going right back to the opening of the school. Not my family, but her family, so I'll count that as sort of being the same. My children attended both John Faulkner and then the Paxton and the Bellbird, and then went to the village college here. My children are now 20 and 17. My daughter's at Hills Road, my son is now working. I was actually on the governing body of John Faulkner from 2002 until it closed, and as I put within the explanation, I was also part of the John Faulkner governing body when the process was being gone through to close the school and open the Bellbird school. So therefore I was involved in working with the County Council's Education Property Department for the design and building process for the Bellbird school, and was on the original, both the what was known as the interim governing body of the Bellbird and then the first governing body as well. During that time, the Bellbird was also involved in helping to work with the Jigsaw preschool, which at that time was going through some difficulties. So I also, for a short period of time, just a couple of meetings, also got involved with that. Although my children were a bit older at that point, I think it was important to support that group. I've been a teacher for 20 years, and I've taught in Suffolk and in Essex and Cambridgeshire. For 12 years, from 2005 to 2017, I was an assistant head teacher in secondary school, then deputy head, and then head teacher of a school in Essex from 2012 until December 2017. The school that I was head teacher of, we had an annual budget of £7.5 million. We had 1,400 students, and I was responsible for the management of 200 members of staff on a day-to-day basis. So I am used to being part of many, many different committees, and as I've explained within here, I've chaired hundreds of meetings in that time, be it senior leadership team meetings and others. I've been part of numerous school governing bodies in a variety of roles, both as the professional officer within it as head teacher, but also as part of a governing body within a school. And as I put within here, I have lots of experience of working with governors, trust boards, and being involved with issues to do with finance, human resources, standards, marketing, community relations, and others. I also been involved in supporting the leadership teams in other schools as well. So one of the things that I did was I supported the senior leadership team of a prison school, which was local to the school where I was, when they were obviously going through quite a lot of difficulties, which, as you can imagine, is quite a tricky thing to be responsible for. I also sat on the governing body of one of our feeder primary schools. In answer to the point that was raised by one of the councillors earlier about why maybe I didn't apply at that point, was because I chose to give up my headship in December 2017 because I wanted to be able to stop with all the time, it was about 90 hours a week doing that, and to have a choice to be able to do other things. However, during the first 3 months after I gave it up, I deliberately made a decision not to go and do anything else. So therefore I had a period of not doing things, and the rest of it is
all done, isn't it? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The questions are going to be very limited because we've got a big agenda ahead of us. So, is there any really specific question
So I'll stand up
anyone
again.
would like to ask? No? Okay. Right. Thank you very much. Can I have Roger Richmond, please?
That was done before me, because I was on...
No,
that's
no,
all right.
change it now.
Right, my name's Roger Richmond. I've been on the parish council before. The simple reason I didn't apply to stay on it. I got so fed up with the way they've done political. And one or two people have asked me why I packed it in, and I told them. And they said I should have stayed on that. I'm not going to say a lot, because talking is not going to make any difference. Qualifications he's got, I stand an earthly chance. But I'm quite happy to come back on the parish council. I know the village, I was born here. I was born there at Town Close. My kids were born here. And I know nearly everybody on this committee. And that's all I'm going to say, all right? I'm not angry at them.
Thank you. Can I have Adrian Iggleston?
My name's Adrian Iggleston. I originally come from Iggleston. Lived there virtually all my life until moving to Duxford for a couple of years. And since '91, I've been in Sawston, living in Ashley Way. Married to Linda with two boys who, again, both attended all the schools in Sawston. One's gone on to do an apprenticeship engineering course, and the other one is doing a sports course at Long Road. The reason I wanted to come on the council is because I came to the annual parish meeting and saw how things worked, and it interested me a great deal. So the things I want to bring to the council are to improve the facilities within the community, a passion for getting things sorted out, someone to represent the villages and local businesses' concerns, an interest in green spaces, trees and footpaths, and someone to help with keeping the village safe for residents. My father was on the Hickleton Parish Council for near on 20 years, so if I can replicate anything that he achieved there, then all well and good.
So coming back to the question that was asked, is why didn't you, when you first put name forward for the elections at that time?
I didn't realise that was when everybody had to apply.
Right, okay, thank you. And finally, can we have Jenna Gregory, please?
Hopefully I won't talk about for 3 minutes, but going back to Greg's question, I didn't apply before because I look after my mum, and I wasn't able to get to meetings beforehand. Now I've been to a couple of meetings, I have been quite interested in things that have been dealt with and would like to join. I've lived here all my life, brought my kids up in middle school, like getting involved with the community. I do quite a lot of charity work, raise money for a lady who lost her home, and also just recently did the same for another friend. I just love this community, I love this village, I want my kids to grow up and live here for many years, and I'm just passionate about the village, and that's all.
Okay, right, thank you very much, all of you. We will now proceed to the... by the way, it has to be a secret ballot.
That's great. If you need to just write one name down per person that you want on. No, you have to do
one
it.
name.
You have to put one name and then the person below
Each post individually?
Yeah, each seat. So we've got to go through this 3 times. And then if you don't, just pick one place and another one to go.
You'll note that we're counting off camera.
Well done.
So now we need to vote again for the three remaining.
And we choose not to write
If you
something.
don't want to vote for anything, you don't write anyone.
Any of them, even on the lowest number of votes.
The lowest number of votes on the second round was Adrian. So we're left with Jenna and Stephen. So what will happen now is that they have to have 50% of the vote plus one. So
Sorry. Yeah. If Adrian got more than 50% of the votes.
Who said he?
No, just
He's got the lowest.
He got the lowest.
But why is that? So he has to be eliminated, and now we're voting. Now you're voting for the two remaining people.
Not eliminated completely, eliminated from the ballot for this.
For the ballot for this, and then they're voting for the next one.
Next vote, there are three candidates.
No, we've got to do it again. But at least we don't do it every
It really isn't. I spent a long time thinking about it. What do we do with this?
Yes. That's it, yeah. Okay. Right, Chris Ray, okay. Chris Rainbow is my wife's great grandmother. So Chris Rainbow is my wife's great grandmother, and his son was married to Sherman, who still lives there, and that's my wife's grandmother.
That way, the three things.
So Karen, so that's was Karen. And Karen used to yeah. And of course Chris was the caretaker. She's 90 next year. 90 next year.
Right.
This is still but if no one gets on this one,
then it ends here.
It ends here.
Right. Unfortunately, no one has reached the critical mark of a majority vote. So at that stage, it stops there, and the news is that no one, the whole procedure now stops of co-option, and no one is co-opted on.
Is that for a year?
No, you can be asked to be co-opted on any time.
You can be applied to be co-opted on, but because there's no majority, no one actually gets co-opted on.
Is that same next month again then?
So
Well, it depends how many people apply.
yeah.
It's supposed to be 6 months, isn't it?
Yeah, no, they changed it.
And then afterwards, we can't
There's 3 seats on the parish council.
Sorry?
I'm willing to accept, I didn't get through, I got 3 seats, 3 people.
Yeah, but you can't because
We've
everyone
got-
else by majority vote.
No, it's not.
You can't just give...
Roger.
I know it's go on.
We've
But
taken
people
all my
like that
advice.
is the way it goes.
Yeah, but unfortunately, the way that the process that we've been advised to apply is the one that we stuck to, and it clearly states that there's not a majority vote. When it gets to this stage, then the whole co-option process will stop.
Yeah, but you lot weren't voted on. You just applied and got on.
We were voting on the person. And if anybody, if the other 3 people had stood, if 4 people had stood, they would need a contested election.
Yes, exactly.
If 3 people had stood, then they would have been here already.
But I'm just saying, there's still 3 seats there. 3 people got through, they should be on.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
that's
saying.
not
That's not how the
Anyway, we need to move on.
Right, sorry about that. Well, we have to move on.
They simply don't want people on that. I know why they don't want me, because they don't like being told the bloody truth.
One of the things that you have to take on board, Roger, is the council are under no obligation to actually co-opt anyone on.
I know.
So that's where we are.
Yeah, but you keep saying you want more people in the parish council. We had 4 apply, right, I know I wouldn't get on for a start.
Yeah, well, that's,
There's 3 people that should have just come on.
that's where we are. Again,
I know.
Now we can
That's
move
where you are, and it makes sense, it would be so simple that 3 want to go on, and you're going to have all this rigmarole again. You've got 3 seats, and yet you can't let them...
Yeah, but not everyone maybe want them on, that's the thing, it's what they bring to the council as well.
Anyway.
And there was an election just
And there was an election.
in May the 3rd.
So they've had 2 opportunities now of getting on. And so that's the system that it is, I'm afraid. Anyway, moving on. Although it's not on the agenda, oh sorry, Kieran.
That's right, you're about to do exactly what I was just about to ask.
Although it's not on the agenda, it's been an omission, but we do have a 15-minute public participation time. So if there's any questions that the public would like to ask, please feel free. Mark.
Are we doing anything with Link Road, or will we be up here for the foreseeable future?
Up here, please.
For the
Full parish.
full parish, we will be up here for the foreseeable
We are
future.
going to, Bex asked us to look into the office, we are going to be looking at possibilities.
Yeah, I was going to say, could we make
Well, it's an agenda item.
Yeah.
That's what I just said.
Not a sensible state of affairs. No, it's ridiculous.
Yes, please.
Sawston sign, did that die a death or?
Sawston sign,
Yes.
the village sign?
Yes.
No, that's not died a death. That's a project that's ongoing, and we have got a, Becca's actually is the champion of that.
Oh, good, because it is nice to see a nice sign when you go through other villages, isn't it?
Yes, there's a surprising number of things that need to be decided before you actually get one made.
Yeah.
I'm meeting up with Mary Dickon of the Village History Society because the History Society want to do some other signage in the village about places of interest, a sort of information board thing, and we thought it would be good to tie everything together and have little stars, but I haven't actually managed to meet up with her yet, which is extremely busy.
Where would you put it?
That's we got discussed.
That's one of them. That's one of the many questions. One of the long-standing arguments about the village sign, in fact.
It would be nice to be, as you come into the village from Stepford, really, wouldn't it? As we just approach the village there.
Once we have some things to discuss, it will probably be on the agenda for the planning committee. So if you look out for that agenda, if you want to, and mind you, there isn't a public.
Yes,
There will be some public discussion at some stage.
Yeah, and I think also we'd want to include people who had an interest in it. Then we'd want to involve people in some way, and that's something that's still got to be decided. So, you know, it's I think perhaps when you're gathering information, you could perhaps get an idea of who's interested and how they want to be involved in the design or location.
Where it goes, what it looks like, how many there are, how much we want to spend on it, are all sort of interrelated questions.
Are you looking this year?
Sorry?
Are you looking at it this year?
Yes.
Okay. Any more questions? Yes.
The planning that you had last month, I couldn't make the meeting, there was the KWI gave you a presentation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which piece of land? H1 doesn't mean anything to me. There's
Right.
loads of bit of land up Baker Road that planning for houses. Which one is it?
It's if you know as you go on Bagon Road, you've got the industrial estate on the left. The edge of the industrial estate to where roughly the co-op houses are,
Yeah.
going back to in a slight diagonal is that plot of land there
On the left-hand
side.
A bit
I
of
don't know if you can see
Thank
from the
you.
back, probably not.
Yeah.
But
I know where I am now.
Exactly.
That one.
I think she probably knows which it is and what it is.
Okay?
Are you ready for me now? Right, who's in charge of grass cutting? Because as you're going out the village,
That's highways.
can you cut the grass because you can't see as you're going out the village? They
Yeah.
cut all along the 1301 through Hingston and that. But as you're going out the village, you can't see. The grass is that high.
That's not the only area that's dangerous as well. There's a lot of others, and believe you me, I am on it.
I thought you
And I
might
have
be.
reported it, and I have got a reply back from the highway stating that they will be doing 2 cuts this year. They've started the first cut, and they will get to how to do it as quickly as they possibly can. That was nearly 2 weeks ago. Nothing's actually happened in this area as of yet. So I will be chasing them up yet again, and now putting in the fact that it is a severe health and safety issue.
Do they cut one strip or do they cut the whole lot? There.
Cut the lot.
There. Well, you have seen sort of strips cut and the rest of it's still growing.
Junctions and that message.
Sometimes what they do is, if it's too bad, they just put it down and make it a bit safer, but the whole area should be cut properly.
Surely they should do all junctions that first,
Yes,
shouldn't they,
exactly.
really?
Well,
We've got a reverse situation again this year. We've had the same situation for a couple of years in a row. And last year, the Spices Junction and bypass, which was one of the bad areas that you just mentioned, they perversely did the edges of the main road first, left the islands undone. Then they did one of the islands and left the other one. I mean, utterly nonsensical. No idea who thought doing it that way was a good idea. So it needs some proper management and risk assessment, because that's probably dangerous.
Oh, it is dangerous, and a lot of other villages are in the same situation if you go into Royston. Yeah, so it's obviously a problem everywhere. Grass cutting on highway verges is a big prioritised.
But if the county council have 2 or 3 cuts a year, then we're clearly going to get a repeating problem.
We are actually, due to a process I started way back, we are now looking at our management strategy again and reviewing that. One of the things that came out of the meeting was it was put to the officers that we were told they had capacity. Clearly they haven't. So what we're saying now is, why did you make that claim at that time, and why we're in the situation that we're in now? So we are actually looking at it, and hopefully I'll have some more answers to those questions in the next couple of weeks.
Would it be useful to just clarify that when you say we, you're talking about the position of the county council?
As a county, yeah, absolutely, yeah, as a county council. So, yeah.
Not necessarily clear to everybody.
Yeah.
Confusing.
Good, very good point, yes, very good point. Yeah, so as the county councillor, when I say we, is that as a parish, as a council, I've reported it. As a parish, generally speaking, to make it perfectly clear, if there's a problem with the parish, it goes through the clerk. It doesn't actually go through the actual members. So if you have a complaint, you contact the clerk, and the clerk will then deal with it as the clerk sees appropriate. Okay? Any more questions? In that case, I'll close that. Do you want to say, Tony?
I just wanted to say that because it wasn't listed, talking about the parishioners, which we just talked about, wasn't on the agenda, and then when we've actually taken it, it might well set a precedent that anything else that someone wants to bring up and maybe want to talk about it, and if it's not on the agenda, you've allowed this to be spoken about tonight.
The reason we were allowed to go is because it's in standing orders. Yeah, but I see where you're coming from.
I'm rather worried about anything else.
No, it is purely because it is in standing orders. We do have a 15-minute open session, so we've just allowed that. But yes, I take your point on board. Thank you. Right. Moving on, declarations of interest for this meeting, please. Brian?
Yes, in the same way that you and David were on the planning committee, I now am, so I will probably be taking the decision to not vote on those matters.
So be like on all planning matters?
That's the likelihood.
Okay, that's fine.
There may be cases where I feel that there's
There's a safe course of action.
yes,
Yeah, it's always. Right, to confirm the minutes of the full parish held on the 8th of May 2018. I will go through them by item. Item 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
If it's not on the agenda, can we just say thank you to people who came and staff the Parish Council and overflow stores at the village state? So I think there were a few visitors there, and it was nice to have that presence.
Thank you. Yes, and I'd like to add my thanks to the people who did support that, and also at the Mary Chalice event, because we had quite a lot of interest at both stands, a lot of survey forms filled in, and it was really good also at the village fete, the second event, that we had the travel hubs people there as well, because I think they helped draw people in, and they got some interesting comments from the village too. Can I just add that the next one will be at the church fete on the 23rd of June. So anyone who hasn't talked about neighbourhood plan to us, then do come along.
Okay.
Thank you.
18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Can I have a proposer and a seconder, please? And all those in favour? Thank you. Right, item 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Sorry, Mr. Chairman, a quick point of interest on 7. I mean, it's not really for a correction to the minutes, but just to mention where Megan said that they contacted the owners of the H1C site, which is John Huntington's charity, Ward's charity, Driver Trust. We've had many consultations with them about being involved. So the implication there that there's somehow no communication going on should probably not the best thing to help people to go away with the impression.
Thank you for that. Yeah. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 and 19. Can I have a proposal for those? Neil, David, all those in favour? On to planning applications. Yeah, planning applications. So we're looking at.
So you skip to matters arising.
Was there a message?
We've done that as we go through the
We've done that as
We normally do.
Normally do them as we go through the minutes.
Just
That's why we go down the minutes on this.
But you're technically correct.
I was just following them.
Right, planning. Well, I'm moving on to planning. Planning application S1775 18FL. Loft conversion with a proposed dormer at 7 Brookfield Road, Salisbury. Can I have comments, please?
Yes, I've had a look at the plans of this. I mean, I don't think in principle there's too big an issue with it, but there's one aspect that did concern me, and that is what appears to be what's known as a sort of Juliet balcony, which is sort of open, which is sort of like sort of French windows, the sort of small balcony around the front, and I just wonder about the effect of that on overlooking neighbours' gardens.
Okay.
The balcony is actually on the top floor.
It is.
So there's going to be actually 3 floors
Yes. Yeah.
to the back of the building. The front will be the same with a sloped roof and a flat window, a Phoenix window they call.
Yes, that's right.
But the back will be straight up, three floors, ground, middle and top, and the Juliet balcony is on the top. Now there were no neighbour comments on the site that I could find, but that is a good point.
There may not have been, I don't know how long it's been on there, so there may not have been an opportunity for those to comment yet. That's,
But I don't think it would be balcony, it would be the fact that it's
Well, yes,
adding extra
yeah.
floor, it's a large window.
Well, that's,
going
yes,
up.
yes, that's it really, yes. I mean, it's the whole assembly proposal.
And I think because it's the balcony, the assumption is that people might sit there and,
Yes.
yeah,
It's French windows
Excuse me, can we keep this in order, please? If you want to speak, you raise your hand. Thank you, then.
If it's a Juliet balcony, you can't sit on it, it's decorative. I think it's just a box that you don't. So, but it does mean you have windows wide open so you don't fall out.
Exactly, yes, exactly.
Kieran?
yeah.
No, I was going to make the same point.
I was just going to say, if we've not had any comments or complaints from the neighbours, and it doesn't look like it's going to overshadow any noise complaints or anything, I think that this, yeah, I'm proposed to support it.
Right, so you're making that, Tony?
Yeah, well, okay, but I'd like a comment to go in that the parish council would like the district council to really assure itself that there will be no overlooking as a result of this.
Yeah, I agree with that. Do you want me to?
And the location, Tony. Oh, sorry.
Tony?
Well, I think the bit about the overlooking by its own merit is that the doors or windows will be overlooking, won't they?
Janet?
Yes, I would agree with Tony's comments if we can add a rider to the supporting application. If that is sufficient.
So do we, you make that proposal, do I have a seconder, please?
Second bit,
I'm quite happy to add that. Right.
Do I have a proposal, can I have a proposal for the actual development of support or not supported?
So we're supporting, but want the district council to assure there's no
What I'm saying is, I'm happy to add Tony's advisory or request.
So it's a proposal with that amendment?
Yeah.
So I just need to vote.
Do I have a second proposal?
Yeah.
Janet?
In favour?
All those in favour?
Right, just keep your hands up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rajni, sorry, keep your hand up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry, Ray, you're not, no.
Those against?
1, 2, 3.
Any abstentions? No
You
vote?
have just voted, I've got 13. Yeah, it's done.
Yeah.
So 4, 7, 4, 6 against.
So it is.
So that goes with comment.
Right, move on to the next one. S2028 18 PA. Single storey lean-to extension following demolition of existing single storey at 13 Sanfoy Close, Sawston. Comments, please.
I don't know what this is about. There's the plan there, which is as existing, is all we've got. That refers to a proposed loft conversion and extension, but there are no plans. And so I would suggest, well,
we're asking for more detail.
I would suggest that we sort of, can we reject?
Well, as I understand it, it's a prior application, and that they're basically replacing more or less like with like as far as the external is concerned, with some internal modifications, as I understood it.
But it doesn't say that.
Just make sure I didn't get more information posted.
I don't think we can make a decision based on the information before us.
Insufficient information.
Would you like to propose that?
I want to propose it.
Yeah. Second.
I'm not there to write it down. I was just making sure we haven't been sent any more details than what was online. We haven't.
No. So I'm
Right,
proposing.
so sorry, request more
request for more information.
more information to discuss.
Proposed by Neil, seconded by Jane.
Thank you.
So, all those in favour of, what do you put that? Not supporting, are they? Yeah, all those in favour requesting for further
Yeah, for
information.
information, we're not supporting the
We need to
The The reason I suggested that they're proposing to, I mean, I basically agree with the proposal, but I think the reason I suggested that they're proposing to replace light by light is because in the section of the application where it asks whether how it altered the external dimensions of the building within a block box. So anyway, but I'm happy to.
So we all agree basically that we would like more information.
Yeah,
So we'll take that. Take that second. Okay. Right.
Some more information, I'll bring it back to the next meeting.
Moving on to the next application, S192018FL, increase to roof height by 240 millimetres at unit H1 and H2, Downs Manor, Bayonne Road, Salisbury. Comments please, David.
Well, basically all they're doing is adding insulation to the outside of it. So I have no problems with that. I think it's 24 centimetres. It is, yes. So,
okay. So, all those in favour? And one no. Okay, thank you for that. Right, moving on to planning applications then. First one being S1699 at stroke 18 stroke FL to retain a vehicle access retrospective at junction of the Durnford Lane, Stapleford Road, Stapleford, Cambridgeshire. Comments please.
I was going to say, we did support this before. Presumably it's come back because of the extra information for highways about the visibility displays. Is that right?
Yeah, well, it came back because the initial plans submitted, which are not much better now actually, were largely incomprehensible.
Yeah.
And they didn't actually clearly show the visibility displays, right? And so basically, he's been submitted. I'm not sure if it's much better, but I'm sure.
I was going to suggest that we support subject to highways approval.
Well, I'll be happy to second that. I think highways are happy with it now.
Yeah.
Right, bring it
Can I take all those in favour?
Before we move to the vote, we also had a recommendation that there was a Durnford Lane stopped up.
This one.
Durnford Lane is stopped up.
Oh, yes.
So that
yes, good idea.
That's the other
That makes it perfectly clear, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Okay.
Right, all those in favour? Those against?
We haven't been in a discussion.
Abstain.
We've got a long way down the agenda in 2 minutes.
We're only on the first item.
Okay.
Planning.
Right, second item on planning. S1988 stroke 18 stroke FL. New single-storey bedroom residential bungalow, garage, carport, driveway, vehicle turning area, and extension to drop curb at the land of the rear of 5 Bayonne Road, Salisbury. You are here, David. Do you wish to make any comment?
Only that the previous application has been, this is a complete new application. The height of it is down from 9 metres to 5.82 metres. And it's been moved away from the boundary by 2 metres as well.
Okay. So there's been some modifications in there.
A lot of modifications.
Yeah.
It's a total new application.
Okay, right. Thank you for that.
Can I accept what you're saying, and indeed your plans do scale to that, but unfortunately the measurements which are actually written on your plan are the same as the original ones.
I think that has been altered since.
Because obviously, we need to know exactly what we're approving. I appreciate it's probably a mistake, but I think that does need to be absolutely clarified.
The drawings actually are a lot different.
Right, well, the version I have here, which is the one submitted with the application, does still have a figure 6.8 very small, but it is still there. It's that which I think is
Does it still show that as 9 metres high?
It shows it, yeah. It shows it as 6,850, just under 7 metres.
Well, if you scale it, I think you'll
Oh,
find
no, I have scaled it, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
However,
Okay.
I think that ambiguity needs to be resolved.
Is there someone where the height was actually a factor?
It was, yes.
So what you're saying, we need to go back to the council and get this clarified?
I think we do. Well, yes. I mean, I accept what the applicants say, but I think it needs to be, because the plan is what you're actually approving.
Yeah. The details not correct.
Unambiguous, actually.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so
Absolutely.
I just said, I think we should note that last time we had an objection from a neighbour, and we've got a further objection from a neighbour as well that's been sent direct to us. I think, Joe, you did send it round, and what they say is that although I noticed the roof height has been lowered, the footprint does not appear to have changed, which is...
Well, I think the footprint is a bit smaller, actually. I mean,
It's a lot smaller.
It is smaller.
Well, they say it doesn't. That's their impression.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
So you're making a recommendation that we go back to the council?
Yes.
Right.
I mean, I would also say, I would also suggest that if the council is minded to approve it, there's a committee development rights withdrawn as well.
So I need to go back first, because then if they're going to amend it, it's going to come back, isn't it? We'll try and get it back to the 10th of July.
Well, could we come to the choice by deciding whether we would support it if it was as it's claimed to be? Because if we wouldn't anyway, then there's no point going back to them.
So if the drawings are correct and the detail on the drawings is okay, is that what you're saying? Would you agree to the principle if everything was as it needed to be?
I don't think we can really do that. We have to prove what we see. Don't we?
I think my question was, what I was saying was, if we're not going to approve it in any case, then it doesn't need to go around in a loop. So my question would be, do we want to...
From my personal bit, I think we need to have all the information, all the correct information before we can even make that decision. That's my worrying point about this. We couldn't potentially make a voting for or against, no matter how you vote for it. You're voting on information that's not correct. And that's the bit I'm worried about. Tony?
So this course of action is to defer.
I can try and get clarification, and it would put it on 10th of July.
It's worth noting to them that the height of the building was a concern last time we didn't brought any kind of vagueness about what actual height it is. Because I think, it's easy for somebody in a meeting to say, no, well, it's not really that, it's actually this, it's a big change. But we have to go on what we've got. And, it makes it very difficult if when it's built, it turns out to be very high, but it corresponds to some kind of plan. It's very difficult for us to have any comeback then.
Does anyone want to second that? Thank you.
All in favour?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Any upset?
Are you voting for? Yeah.
Yeah, fine. You're abstaining, are you, Mike? Yeah. Okay. Any objections?
No, that's it, it's everyone.
Right, move on to the next one. S195018FL. Proposed two-storey side and rear extension and single-storey rear extension at 10 Hillside, Sawston. Comments, please.
It's a very large extension. From the front of the road, you'll be able to see it.
Yeah.
It's all the way out back, and it's not as you go down it.
Is it having an impact on street scene?
Yeah, you'll be able to see it. The way they're doing it, you'll be able to see it from the front of the road, won't you?
Stan?
I agree, and it is also quite a nicely designed building as per the other houses here on that road, so it will impact on the character of the road as well.
I think if we went straight back, there'd be much less of an issue with it, but it's the fact that it sort of goes around the side of the house.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it goes closer to the neighbour, doesn't it?
Yes, it does, yes. I think also it's on rising ground as well, so I think that could be part of the area as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other comments? Have we got a proposal then?
Janet,
do you want me to propose an objection or
I'll say that, we'll vote on it. It does affect the cemetery, though. It's changing the property. So I think it would have an impact on the streets.
It would, because although it's not in the conservation area, I mean, it is a, clearly sort of architecturally designed terrace, isn't it? It's quite a pleasant area.
Yeah.
So Janet's proposing We don't accept. Do I have a seconder, please? Thank you very much, mates. All those in favour of Janet's proposal?
So we're saying that that's on the ground of overdevelopment?
Impact on
Impact
streets and
on
streets.
streets.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Any against? Any abstentions? No, thank you. Right. S2210 18 FLs. Single story rear extension and changing existing flat roof to be tiled roof at 3 Princess Drive, Salisbury. Comments, please.
Only to say this looks okay to me, because they've already got a bit of an extension there, which they're making a bit bigger, and presumably it will look better. Because it will.
Well, yes, I mean, I didn't know.
Any other comments? Right, anything like that?
Yeah,
Second that? All those in favour?
Yeah.
Abstention?
Did you put your hand? Sorry, you need to keep it up. By the time I get to you, put it down.
Just
Bits.
give her time.
Give me time.
It's that time that.
Open and do
I'll get to it.
Get on with it now.
It's not what any of us expect to be doing on a Monday.
Yes, completely thrown out.
What would that mean?
Right. Moving on to the next one. S2097 18 AD. Freestanding market signage to advertise new vacant business space at Unity Campus, London Road, Salisbury.
Yes, yes, well, for a start, it's in
Campus, I was going to say this.
Keep telling them that, though, don't
Can someone tell me where this is actually going?
Yes, it's on the bypass.
So it'll be, it won't be on London Road, it'll be, the other side, because the plans were very clear.
It's more or less opposite the
garage.
service station.
Yeah, I thought that was where it was when I looked at it, but there won't be road numbers there or names or whatever.
Any further comments?
I'd be happy to propose no comment, given it's not in Salisbury.
I think that's a really good idea. Personally speaking.
I thought highways didn't like stuff next to busy roads because it destroys
Well, that's right,
traffic.
yes. Well, I mean, that's, obviously it depends on highway power, but yes, I would think.
It is quite big.
It is.
It's going to stand out. You'll see it.
Yeah.
Right, so I've had a proposal that no
No comment, that's not in Salisbury.
Do I have a second for that proposal?
Tony, thank you.
Tony, thank you very much. All those in favour?
It's actually almost in Whittleston, because the boundary just goes over the line.
That's unanimous. That's unanimous. That's a first.
So it's nearer to Whittleston than just to Salisbury.
No, not that. We've got unanimous. Right, moving on. S0093 /18 CC. Erection of a single-storey rear extension to provide 5 new classrooms and net increase of 2 classrooms, providing capacity for 60 additional permanent pupil spaces, group learning, circulation space and ancillary facilities, landscaping and associated external works including scooter and vehicle parking at the Bellbird Primary School, Link Road, Salisbury.
I must say, I was extremely disappointed
So was I.
with the transport statement, and I think there are various points in that which the county or potentially ought to be attractive. Because for one thing, in adding up the number of possible parking spaces, they've included resident parking at Chapelfield Way. You saw that.
Yes.
And also, I mean, it's not just the parking spaces you're occupied, it's also the manoeuvring as well.
Absolutely.
That's the issue. There's also a discrepancy between their hands-up survey and the number of cars actually recorded parking.
Yeah, I just wondered what input Sporting England had put in that.
Yes.
Because I don't know, for those of you who may not be aware, that I raised concerns over this some time ago regarding the traffic movement and the issues that we have up there outside here, especially for morning. There's no parking, it's actually quite dangerous. One of the proposals I put forward is they have a drop-off. So whether the bushes are, cut that way, put a drop off, don't have somebody standing there, so you literally drop off, take your kids out, in you go, and off you go, sort of like a circuit. And they've rejected that, and they've said that there's more, basically they're saying there's capacity, aren't they? Which, personally speaking, I think is completely wrong. But any other comments?
Yes, well, I think it's a shame they haven't addressed the transport issues better. I mean, either with a drop-off point, or the other suggestion I made was they should have maybe some agreement with budgets, because it's only going to be a particular time of the day. They could have a sort of walking bus from Budgeons car park if parents have to drop off. So it's a shame that they're not taking account of that, really. With regard to the building itself, I did go around there and have a look round, and the extra classrooms are going to be at the back, kind of parallel to forgotten Road, brain's gone with
Paddock Way?
Yes, Paddock Way, but they're going to be quite a distance from the houses, because there aren't any houses that actually back on at that bit. So I think that the plans themselves seem to be okay, and I think we might want to say something about timings of works traffic.
Well, one of the things that we were looking at, this is one of the projects that we're pushing forward, is the improvement of the pathways and upgrades, so we can get cycleways in there, so we can, to bring back that your point, budgets, so that there was a much safer route for the people to walk and cycle. Jay?
With regard to parking budgets, is there any reason they can't have a second gate at the back of the school? Most primary schools have two gates. You think they would have a back gate? If they had a back gate, they could actually park in budgets and go in the back gate.
Yeah, good point. Very good point.
I mean, I would like the comment. I would like comments to be made about the inaccuracy of their traffic report. It also included the lay-by, which is supposed to be parking 2 bungalows down the footpath.
How would this fit in with the neighbourhood fund? The extension of the school?
Oh, are you thinking
would it be appropriate, small, in terms of projections?
Well, my understanding is that some of the classrooms are only to replace the porta cabins that are already there. So actually, it won't cater for additional demand from the further
additional people. But the county don't seem to be capable of future projections anyway, otherwise they wouldn't have built a school that everybody told them was too small anyway. And they can look at the birth rates and calculate that all the children who were born are going to be 5 years old in 5 years' time. So one does wonder.
Even without the new houses.
Yes, I was just to make more or less that point. Because years and years and years, birth rates fell in Soyston. There was usually falling roles, and that was the big concern, I think, at the time that they amalgamated the 2 schools. And now it's completely reversed. So this is just demographic pressure from existing residents.
So,
I mean, as far as school expansions to cater for new development are concerned, that was all largely on the Indian. Because that was all the developments at that end of the village.
So, taking into account the highway issues that we have with this, are we in favour or against? Tony?
Well, I think it's a well-designed scheme as far as the building is concerned. The layout's
I have no problems with that.
I think it's what we want to encourage, but yes, there are significant issues with transport. We have to comment on that and suggest some of the possible alternatives that we've suggested. So although, in a sense, we might be in principle in favour of the buildings, it's all the traffic and in fact the construction traffic as well that needs to be managed appropriately, as well as all the vehicles that need to be outside.
I guess the question is, are our concerns serious enough to warrant actually not supporting it? Because it's a huge factor in the school, isn't it? And you know the repercussions if a child gets injured or killed out there. It's
huge. It's not just a child, it's anybody. Somebody dents a car, Tony.
Well, sorry, after you've finished. But, I'm just going to say, I think what I'm going to say is a bit controversial, but my idea would be to put double yellow lines all the way down the road, because it is so bad. Yeah. And that, in a way, it helps, because it would have the drop-off point, which we're all in favour of, but also it gets more people to walk to down school with their kids instead of using the car. which is what we'd like to do as well.
Absolutely.
There's so many people using our and don't have to. I'm not saying everybody, but there are so many.
So agree. Well, can I have a proposal then, please?
Well, I think Beck's question still hasn't really been answered.
No, it hasn't.
Are our objections to the traffic so significant that it's worth us?
Personally, I think they are. I really do think they are. And I'm quite prepared to make a proposal because of the highway report and the traffic that we do not support. Because I am extremely concerned that it's dangerous. I come out in here of a morning and I've seen how dangerous that is. It's not just the cars that are dropping off. You've got lorries going up and down there. You've got buses going up and down there.
Horrendous.
You've got vans going up and down there. You've got deliveries and all sorts going on. The post office people, they seem to have a speed limit of their own. So, personally speaking, on the highways report, I would use that as a reason for objection. You're saying
Yes,
you're
I
saying,
am.
So, do I?
Yeah. Well, I'll support objecting to it, but I think in our response, we also say something positive about the building.
Yeah, absolutely. We can put that comment in. That the building we don't have a problem with, and we think it's a great design, but it's a highway issue. Right, all those in.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Do we want to make the point that we feel it's a problem at the moment, even before they expand? And so if they don't expand, they absolutely need to have a better solution.
Absolutely.
They don't seem to be taking anything.
Totally agree. Yeah, that's fair comment.
Add that in, the design of the buildings is great, highways issues, problem now for the expand.
And you have that it's actually a problem now.
Yep, problem now before they expand. Right, okay, sorry, yes.
So all those in favour
of not
supporting.
Everyone.
Unanimous again. I get two. Right, move on. Tree. S2186 18 TP. Red chestnut, 50% dead with bleeding canker. Top and fell to ground level at Tudor House, London Road, Salisbury.
No swearing, please. No
swearing.
Sorry. Well, I mean, there was a tree surgeon's report, so I think it's fairly clear, that it's a dying tree, so I would support it.
Yes, your proposal.
Do you propose on that? Stand a second. All those in favour?
Well, we normally ask for one to go back in.
Yes.
So if that could be added up.
So support but request replacement.
Yeah.
Similar tree.
Sorry, I wasn't looking at all.
That's you,
Sorry.
Right, the rest is for information only. S1998 18 DC, discharge conditions, 5, traffic management plan, and 6, contamination and remediation of planning permission, S0030 FL at 14 Mill Lane, Salisbury. Noted?
I was just going to say, my understanding of this is the John Huntingdon house.
It is, yes.
Yeah.
We're not 14.
Not 14. Well,
Let me just check the application.
Yeah, because I did have a look at this, and it said on the website that the decision wasn't yet made, and the question was whether the traffic management plan was acceptable.
Well, and we have, JFC has received permission for it because we're going ahead. So
maybe it's not. Maybe it's a different one.
I think it must be that it was approved, but with conditions, and
but it's just discharge
conditions. So I'm sorry, I should have declared a non-pecuniary interest in doing this.
So presumably we just wait for that then, because we're not asked to do anything on this.
There were some conditions about making sure that the traffic plan was good enough, and we've done, the architect has done enough, and South Council are happy with it. So I guess that the conditions are now discharged.
Right, moving on to the next one. S0802 18 DC. Discharge of conditions 27, renewable energy, and 28, precise water conservation strategy, Planning Commission S2993 17 RM at land adjacent to 43 Mill Lane source.
Well, the conservation officer was not, or the sustainability officer was not actually very happy with those. With either the basically the basic report said there was insufficient information being given, and there was unable to support it. That was I was Tracy Martin, so yeah.
So you're saying it's not...
Because we need to query that now.
Yeah,
Should
so
it be
that's
discharged if somebody's unhappy?
Even if it's
although the SAP calculation suggests compliance, I'd be hesitant to discharge any condition without further information related to how these savings were made.
Well, I think we need to know that.
Yes,
Yeah.
So, yes.
Because we've already been concerned enough about that, haven't we? About the water.
Right, so we can go to that. Don't need to vote on it, just...
Yes, right, but really send me that in response I need. Right, forward it to me.
moving on, S1795 18 DC, discharge condition 6, vehicle route plan, and 10, demolition method statement, 11, service management plan, 12, lighting scheme, 14, pollution control, 16, materials, 17, boundary treatment, just goes on, 18, hard and soft landscaping of planning permission, S2372 16 FL at Deal Farm, Cambridge Road, Salisbury. Noted.
Well, I think the drainage engineer also had issues with that one on the grounds of insufficient information.
Note it.
Drainage, pollution control was the only one on there. That relating to drainage, maybe they haven't released the, they haven't discharged the drainage conditions.
Right, so we've got it noted. On to the next one. S1269 18 FL, 2-storey rear extension at 26 London Road, Salisbury.
Well, this is a bit of a mystery because it says on the website that this application's been withdrawn, but it also says there's a decision letter on there, but there was no decision letter.
Well, I think that's probably just a default on the system.
So it's
resolved. It says that's supposed to be resolved by appeal.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a mystery. Don't know.
Okay, noted. S3408 17 FL, loft conversion with raised ridge line at 39 to Green Road, Salisbury.
Yes, it was refused. I mean, it's quite helpful that, because there is quite a lot of detail about why it was refused, but it was basically poor design, particularly the dormer window and the raised roof. It said quite specifically poor design.
Well, that's interesting, because we've never used that as a reason, I don't think.
But I think we
did.
Yeah, because of height.
It was too high for semi. It was half a semi, and they raised the roof on their bit, so it was sort of all off.
So that's interesting.
Right, swiftly moving on to item 51, to discuss Salisbury Parish Council privacy notice.
Shall I talk to this?
Yeah, we did. Everyone did have copies at the last one, but I don't know if everyone kept them, to be honest. I think they might have just got...
So this is the model, so we need to put a privacy policy as part of GDPR that explains basically what stance the parish council is taking in terms of data privacy and who to contact and that kind of stuff. The model we're proposing to adopt is it has been drawn up by the National Association of Local Councils, and so we're proposing to adopt it without any change, just sticking our name in the right place. So, in essence, unless there are any questions, it covers the best practice in data privacy, and there's nothing in there that we don't already do or are planning to do.
Okay, well that was my question, it's all very well finishing privacy notice, but does everybody know what we're actually saying, so we're doing it?
No, I found it very comprehensive. If I don't think they will come back.
I would propose that we adopt the model supplied by now.
Yep.
Thank you. Yes, I'd support that. I was just going to ask about the review dates and whether we could put a review date in.
Yeah, that's
Well,
good.
we should look at all our policies now. We should look at every year anyway. So
Every year, that would be good.
Yeah.
Particularly as it is such a new policy,
Yeah, well,
it would be
yeah,
good to
yeah.
see if we get any feedback at all.
Well,
So thank you.
Yes, anything else saying in your hand?
No.
Right, so Brian proposed it, you're seconding it, Janet?
Yep.
All those in favour?
Yep.
Item 52 is the same model privacy notice, but for councillors and staff, because obviously the way that the data that the council holds on us and the staff is different from that which we might hold on members of the public. So it's a slightly different worded policy, but it's the same.
So you're saying the same thing again? No, I
propose that as well.
Thank you.
Let Rajni second it. Nearly did last time.
All those in favour? Right, to discuss tree survey quote.
Yeah, so we've got 3 quotes on tree survey. This is, they'll come out and obviously survey all of our trees, plot them on a map, and yeah, let us know if obviously any work needs to be done. We've all had the same spec, and we have 3 quotes of £3,630, £2,400 and £1,701.46. They basically carry out a hazard survey at all our sites, all the recreation grounds, any trees that are on the green bits on my map, which are all the ones which are on verges and that which we appear to look
So
after as
they
well.
they will have all the data and everything on as well?
Yes.
Cool.
Can I ask a specific question?
You can.
The ones around Butlins Green, which are offering my neighbours and me some concern, and we've
Are
had...
they on Butler's Green?
Yes.
Yeah, they're not on there because they belong to...
Right, okay. Does being in a conservation area make any difference to that?
Should do, yes, because, well, you know, I agree with you. I mean, the hedge seems to be coming very overgrown.
The hedge hasn't been touched much. It's done a minimal amount. It's covering Butlins Way.
Yeah,
So it's
yes,
encroaching,
yeah.
it's now some 3 feet across Butlins Way. We've had boughs fall off one of those sycamores, dangerous fashion. If somebody had been underneath it, fortunately, fell onto the green itself rather than onto the road or somebody in it. So,
If I remember rightly, the developers who were developing John Porter School offered Butler's Green to the parish council, and in the discussion, it was decided by some people that the cost of maintaining trees was so onerous that you actually voted not to take it on. And so the parish council didn't want it that reason. I imagine that the developers are reluctant to spend any money on it, and I imagine they're not going to do so until they're forced to.
So it's on their property, they
Yeah.
have statutory duties to maintain it in the same condition.
so the perspective I have on this is that if it's a liability, then they'll do as little as possible. And if it's an asset, and you can't consider that an asset, it gets turned into something other than what it is at the moment, and income generates. That's the position we have with that and the owners. So,
I mean, as far as it goes, all we can do is write a letter asking
Right to them.
Mr. Farm.
Well, we've wrote to them several times about different issues on there. They don't seem to respond. But I think actually I spoke to county before, and I think we need to write twice,
I'll get hold of them.
and then we need to write and send it recorded, and then we still get no response. They can take action and build them. Yeah, so we can start that process.
Okay. Yeah.
We've right, hold on.
And if you copy into Evan as well, that would be helpful as well. Yeah. Okay. Ben.
I was just going to go back to the tree survey. I was going to say, if we're paying somebody to record the position of all the trees, it would be useful if they could use commonly used software and give us
Well, it's whatever they use,
so that when we
do math.
carry on
So
in
we
the
all
future-
understand is what you're saying.
Well, no, so we've got something that we can keep carrying forward, so that the next time we do this, we don't have to start from scratch. But because I kind of think we've had this done before as well.
Yes, we have.
Yeah, but we did it when I first started. We should be doing this every 3 years.
Well, that was going to be my question.
But, I was just going to say we should do it every 3 years, but we've been lucky enough in the past that the trees officers from South Cambs did come out with me every year and do it, but they can't do that anymore, which is why now all these parish councils are having to take on board this and actually do the tree survey. We need to do it every 3 years.
Fine.
Yeah, I think here
Sorry,
it
I
is.
was quite finished. It was the lowest quote. Was that the company that did it before?
No.
Did they?
But it is.
Did that company quote?
Yes.
It's just obviously it might be. I wondered whether it was simpler if they could start with something that they're not ready, because obviously the trees haven't moved.
It'll have to be a new. It'll be a whole new one.
Right.
Well, they plot
Well,
one,
if
but
they
it's,
can do
I
a whole
mean,
new one
it's
for
the
less
lowest
price,
quote is the yeah.
Okay.
So you're happy to go with that? You're proposing the lowest?
Yeah, I'm absolutely. I just
Do I have
want
a
to find
second
out
for
whether
that?
it was something we used.
So, Beck's point, if we get the colding that's for each tree, that's a standard standard colding for it, and then that will locate them quite accurately on any mapping system.
I don't know actually.
So you
No,
can
I don't,
do-
it's
you
a
can do
digital
Google
management
Earth or
system, yeah, and it uses.
It'll be accessible by one.
Yeah, same.
It is GPS coordinates.
Yeah,
You did tell me.
John?
These are known as CAD files, master georeference, so that it will work with GPS and it must be editable so that they can create and remove layers. So obviously, we need to be able to do that if we ever take trees
Can
down
they
the
do that
trees.
with the one that we've already got? It does seem
I don't
daft
think
to
so.
basically go around and look at every tree again if somebody's already done that.
But this will include the ones on the verges. See, the map, when in 2009 or 2012 we had the other map survey done, but they only did the recreation grounds and cemetery. Whereas this will include all the ones on the verges, which we are responsible for.
At the end of the day, if we could go with the cheapest quote of 1,700, then let's just go with it. I'm saying what you're saying, Dave, but let's just get on with it, move forward with it. Janet?
Yeah, I agree with that. I just wanted to clarify the discussion we had earlier about trees in the conservation area. We just to bottom that out. We don't need to worry about those trees as part of this survey.
We're only
The Butler's Green ones? No.
Yeah.
Well, we can't do that.
It's
It's
not
not
allowed.
allowed.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that bit. Yeah.
We should, in many ways, I think we should be worried about them, although they're protected because they're in the conservation area. If somebody decides to chop them down, then all you've got is chasing them legally afterwards, but you've lost that tree forever. So I'd be quite concerned about people who are shirking their responsibilities to maintain trees
We
which
can
are
watch a
a
page on message 11.
But can I just make so we're doing two different things here? So
Yeah.
we do the tree survey first. So Kieran's proposing we go with the lowest quote.
Who's seconding that?
Janet.
Janet?
Yeah.
All those in favour?
Right, that's good. And then, right, go back to the trees on Butler's Green. So you want me to write, who am I writing to?
To the actual
the person, yeah.
a person themselves,
yeah.
and
Copy
I
it in.
will contact
Well, if I copy in,
the.
and I'm writing to ask them to do what? To get the...
appropriately,
Well, no,
It's
just
to
get...
it's to maintain
maintain them.
to have them
Yeah.
surveyed and
So
maintained.
we have concerns about the trees, and they have been surveyed.
If I might digress slightly, there was also a further issue there relating to that huge triangle boarding we've had up, which Janet and I commented on. We had a we reported it to the enforcement officer, who assured us to be dealt with. It most certainly is not being.
Okay.
So I think that might be worth considering.
Right, so it's not so, right, so we've
At the same time, are we just asking them to maintain only or
Well,
keep it safe as well?
Both,
Well,
yeah,
no,
safe.
but maintain
Both.
Maintaining them is what makes them safe.
Means it has to be safe.
Yeah.
Right. Moving on, correspondence.
Well, I've only got two that have come in since we did the agenda. And,
Go on.
okay, so the first one, is it one? Oh yeah, two. Okay, so the cheque presentation for the Sawston Fun Run, because we obviously donated money. They would like some representatives from the Parish Council to attend at the college Monday the 2nd of July, 7 o'clock. Who would like to go?
Who'd like to go? Looks like a bit of chairman then.
It's the chairman's job.
Yeah.
And the vice chairman. I always thought it was the vice chairman's job as well.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll email you. Well, I'll email you both. No
I'm
problem.
going
in my
anyway.
diary, so I'll see.
You'll be there.
She'll go
there
there.
anyway.
And the second one is Romsey Mill, who obviously we donate money for the youth club, etc. They are having a presentation evening, and I've asked us to join them to celebrate the personal achievements that, because obviously we donate some money. That is on Thursday the 19th of July, 6:30 to 9. Cheddar's Lane, that includes refreshments. If any, Cheddar's Lane, yeah,
That's not
City Church.
Thanks a lot.
Came
Can't
Anybody-
be
anybody
tempted by refreshments.
If anybody doesn't want to go, I'll
Okay,
make a point.
I'll let them know. I'll send them to both of you.
Yeah,
I
you did
think
send it to me actually, yeah, so, sorry.
That's it for me for correspondence.
Right,
Yeah,
so,
excuse me, I have another meeting to go to.
I understand that, Charlie.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Right, moving on to item 55, council issues and agenda item next meeting.
Yes, I know I've spoken to Jo about this already, and I think she's on it, but I would like it recorded in the meeting. And that whilst I was on holiday, the lamppost SC64 on Church Lane was knocked down. It appears to have been made good in a disconcertingly looking permanent manner. It is a very dark patch. I was up there after dark a couple of nights ago. And it's really
after dark, would you?
The point is, it's still shown on the system, and my concern is
the news.
Oh, you have, right? Okay, excellent. Go on. Yes.
So, after about 6 or 7 hours, nothing had been done, and I was concerned that there might have been electrical wires, seeing as it was knocked down flat, and also the head was protruding into the road. So I told them it could be live, and they came out within 30 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
But they did make good, and they basically sealed itself. The news I had back from whoever Balfour BT used, I'm not sure, but it was from Balfour BT, was it is down to the council, the district council's, it's their decision as to whether they want to replace it or not. So, well, that is the situation. So I have asked whoever the street lighting people are at district to do so, and I'm waiting a response.
Right.
Because
I mean, it would be helpful if, they can take ages to do this. It would be useful to have it in place before the sort of night start drawing in too much.
How many months is that?
Well, September, October. I remember we had my installed at Church Lane. The column went up in September. It was the next fortnight before Christmas.
Yeah, specs.
Is it worth the parish council actually writing to district council
I think
as
we would.
well?
Yeah,
Or do you
I think
think
we would.
I think that
Yes,
I mean,
yes,
to
yes,
point
yes.
out what David's
Yes.
just been saying, that it's a very, very dark spot. We've already lost loads of street lights. We can't actually do without any of the few that we've got left.
It's on a junction. I understand. I mean, my information may be incorrect, and perhaps you can help me. But I was told that half the number plate of the car that hit it was left on the road, and therefore they can actually trace who was responsible. If that's the case, then presumably they can reclaim the cost of replacing it.
If that's true,
Well, that's what I was told.
when you say half the number plate, you're talking about the top half or the bottom half?
I don't know. I was told there's enough.
GK, you think there's enough?
Well, that's
to
what I
identify the vehicle?
was told, but it was only second hand, so I can't, but I'll pass that on for what it's worth.
Yeah, thank you, because
Okay.
exactly that. I mean, whoever did it should have reported it, because we would have then claimed on insurance.
Well, exactly, yes, yeah. Well, it really should be reported to the police.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, Mike. Anything? Arsney?
Thank you, Colin.
No? Sonny?
Yes, just so happens, I'm talking about electric posts as well, light posts.
Okay.
There's still, in Tower Road, there's still a stub of a pole
Do you want to
there.
find out who owns it?
It's still taped up,
Yeah, I noticed.
it's dangerous
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
keep away. It's been like that for about 3 years now, at least.
Yeah, I know, yes. Yeah.
Someone wants to take it up anyway.
Yeah. Kieran?
That's a county one.
So,
Yeah,
I just had,
it's county, is it?
it's a county one, is it?
I think it was.
Sure, trying to find out who owns
But
it.
I was just going to ask if we knew what the identifier was.
I don't know.
But it doesn't, it's not
You can only see
actually,
the stub of it.
it's not actually on the definitive belt of
Is it not?
unfortunately. No, they've deleted it from that, so I'll check that.
Well, we ask them to come out and if it's a case of danger, then get it put
Well,
in.
it's been,
Well,
it's
it's
been
just-
taped
you
up.
say it.
It's more a question of replacing it, isn't it?
The yellow tape on it says beware danger, so.
Contact.
Well, it
It's a good guide.
It did before it faded to legibility, didn't it?
Probably didn't say that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No trouble. Kieran?
This is obviously not news to people, but I think from the minutes it would be good to note the passing of Richard Maunder, as he used to attend parish councils and has been very involved in the village. A number of us were at the funeral earlier today, but I think it would be good to mark that in the minutes and away from
Yes,
the
I
village.
said
Yes, because he used to come to lots of
Yeah,
meetings.
he used to
He used
come.
to write the parish council reports for Sawston and Sea.
that. Yes, yes.
So,
As you said, it's
It's
one
an
of
awful lot in the village over the years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, nothing else, thank you.
Beck?
Don't think so. I thought I was going to have two obituaries next year. Did you have a welcome back at the beginning?
You did.
Off
No,
to
probably shouldn't.
Well, you wrote it.
Oh, should actually
you wrote
be here,
yourself.
but-
No. Hope so.
But I'm being a fighter, I'm it. Any other is there anything open? Jane?
Potholes, they've all been filled up quite nicely. The county have issued their list of roads they're resurfacing, yeah, till the end of September, October time. Sawston's not getting any road surfacing done at all, and that leaves sorted so at least the high street gets some surface.
Yeah, I have noticed that before, and I'm actually going to take that up with Ivan and another whose name I cannot remember at the moment, because I was promised that the High Street and Princess Drive would be resurfaced.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite important.
So yeah, I will be tracing that pretty darn hard. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Well, from potholes to verges, time of year. I don't know who thinks cutting the verges on the islands in the way that has been done was useful at all. So I don't know if anybody's been down there. So the problem is that the grass is occluding the vision from southbound traffic if you were going out on across the junction. That's been cut back, so that's better. But they've done basically a strip around each bit on each verge, and including the central island. But that means they've cut the inner side of the island on the southern carriageway, which wasn't occluding any view. And instead, they've done the same on the other side, which doesn't mean you can't actually see whether somebody's coming to turn right down the lane from the bypass. And it's just, for me, it's madness. It's really frustrating it's taken so long, but it's doubly frustrating that they've bothered coming along and wasted quite a bit of their time and not fixing the problem. So I think we ought to...
I totally agree with you. I think it's appalling what's gone on down there. Again, it's a case of getting hold of Evan, because Evan has actually asked for reports so he can see what's going on.
But there's 15, at least 15 reports on the council reporting website, and including photographs of this. So it just needs some intelligent intervention.
Yeah, but I mean, it's all over the county, because I mean, down
No, I mean-
he's from roundabout
Abraham was
So that's not an explanation, is it? It's like them coming back to people saying, oh, we do 2 grass cuts a year. That's not an answer to, it's bloody dangerous to have it like that.
Well, that's the
It's just
argument
stupid.
he was saying it's now extremely dangerous. You've got no view and pulling out. Yeah.
Sorry, I was just going to add to that list the cycle path to Stapleton. As you probably know from Facebook, a group of volunteers went out on Sunday in order to cut it because it was basically impassable. Because it's only a narrow path anyway, but the grass had grown over on both sides so that it was hard enough for one bike to get through it, let alone 2. But, you know, again, that's I know it's a long way down the county's list and, you know, all of those other things, but
to pick up on that, if you want to have modal change, if you want more people to use the cycleways, what's going to stop them is having them unpassable.
Yeah.
It's just completely contrary to everything that we're trying to do.
Yes, it's Jill's been right on the road.
Exactly.
Great plants and nettles to lacerate lids as you go past them.
As we're talking about road safety, I know it's been on the agenda. Can I just mention that Durnford Quarry crossing, because that's in that place, and one of their employees, Van Post employees, had been out and cleared some of that as well before Sunday. But I know it's on the agenda earlier, and I've been talking to officers about that. I support our view that we took previously about that. It's the new crossing. New junction is much more favourable than the old one. There are still some concerns over green belt, because technically it is in the green belt. It was only temporary. So have that, and if necessary, I'll ask for it to go to committee.
Yeah. Because I gather the highways will be satisfied.
I'm sorry, yes, I don't know if you mentioned it, but the highways have had a third plan with displays of the right size, so they've withdrawn their objections to that. So the only thing that is outstanding, as far as I'm aware, is the green belt issue. And clearly, a flat piece of land doesn't spoil the views over green belt, which is the issue that they have. So I've got a watching brief on that.
Excellent.
Yes, I have got one thing. I don't know if anyone else saw this in the Cambridge News about Dales Manor and the groundbreaking ceremony sometime earlier in June. Apparently the Mayor of Cambridgeshire and Peterborough did the honours, Charles Roberts. I did ask Joe.
Charles is the deputy, I think.
Or it says here.
He's not the Mayor.
Deputy Mayor, sorry, Deputy Mayor, I'm not reading properly. I understand from Joe that no invitation came to the Parish Council. I was wondering whether to suggest, on the basis of engagement with them and finding out what their plans are, that we actually write to them and ask if representatives from the Parish Council could be invited up to have a look and see what they're building up there.
Is this a scheme that we objected to?
We had issues about its used as a distribution centre and the HGVs, etc.
Yes, so Glad Edelfield and I both got invites, as did Bridget, the district council leader, and based on the fact that it's contentious because it was not housing, as it was allocated, or hopefully it's allocated in the emerging plan. And we know that they've gone ahead with an excellent planning permission to develop industrial use, which isn't particularly favourable. I've got to say that had it been under different circumstances and they finally commissioned that land when it had been idle for so long, we wouldn't have had any objection, we would have been much more supportive. And I've told the developers exactly that. It's only that it's not going to be housing that is of cause for concern.
I can't blame anyone for getting sick of the shenanigans over the local plan, can you?
Well, I don't think that was necessarily the reason why. It was more that a group of landowners that didn't necessarily agree. But still.
Yeah, I mean, just to be brief, all I was going to suggest was that we write to them and say, you know, the Parish Council would very much
Like to
appreciate
remember.
it if we could
I think
have
that
a
would be
look at
very
the site,
sensible. Yeah.
you know, and I think that will put us in a good position with residents to know
Oh, you're
what's
right.
going on up there,
Yeah.
and we'd also have a link with them.
Yeah.
I know there's all the views about it should be housing and there's issues about the traffic, but I think that will be quite good in terms of engagement with quite a big development.
Right.
It's open to view. You can go and see them putting up the steelwork, and it is as the plans show. So you can see it being built out.
But I think it's the point of making the point of saying that we weren't invited. It's more the issue. So, right, is that it?
Yeah, if we could, do we need to vote
Can I have that?
or shall I? No, Gemma can have that.
Sorry, can I, before we close it, one more thing I just remembered. The developers of the northern side on Bayburn Road are having a consultation at Spicer's next week. But I haven't...
This week, I think Thursday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, this week. But
Yeah.
I haven't seen...
Wednesday.
Did they send an invitation to you for circulation, Jo?
I did send it out.
Yeah.
I've sent it
Oh,
out.
good.
It's on all the.
You
Yeah, I've
did.
sent
I
it
just-
out.
I
I'm
couldn't
going to
remember.
just found
I
it.
had it from Brian, but I just wanted
Yeah,
to
no, I
make sure
sent
that
it
it
to everyone,
happened.
and it's on the website, and it's on the notice boards, and it's on my windows, and Brian.
And Megan from KWO phoned this morning and asked if we would post it onto the Facebook page just to get wider circulation. So I'll turn the PDF into a JPEG and post that later today.
Cool. Right, anything else? Right, I have one item. Not too surprising. After obviously recent events, I'm just wondering if it'd be a good idea for every member of the Parish Council to be fully trained in CPR, and that the Parish Council should pay for the training, and we all get trained up. Due to the fact that of recent events, and people like Brian and other people have got involved with saving my life. But you know, nobody knows when these things are going to happen, and we could actually have a member of the public that's watching that could collapse. So that's what I'm.
Yes, I mean that I did actually happen a few years ago.
Right, well, the agenda is July.
July,
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. Right, moving on to item 56. Pursuant of section 1 and 2 of the Public Bodies Admission of Meeting Act 1960, it is resolved that because of the confidential nature of the business to be transacted, the public, press are asked to leave the meeting during the consideration of the sensitive items in reserved matters.